Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we're counting down our picks for the best destinations for travelers who hate crowds.
Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to Mojo Travels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at wide open spaces across the globe where you can avoid large crowds, allowing you to peacefully travel alone or with a select few companions. Rotorua, New Zealand. Known best for providing the backdrop for the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies, New Zealand is ripe with sweeping landscapes to explore. If the path to Mordor is too mainstream for your tastes, why not venture to the North Island? While there, you can satisfy your thirst for adventure in Rotorua. This quaint city possesses a population of almost 58,000. While not the busiest area by urban standards, it's the natural wonders that you'll want to escape to. You might not stumble upon Mount Doom, but you will notice how volcanic activity has impacted the land, which is renowned for its commanding geysers and luxuriating hot mud pools. Take a soothing dip in Tekateri, aka Hell's Gate. Don't worry, it's not as hot as it sounds. There's also ample room in the mud pools of Curau Park. You'll get messy, but you'll leave rejuvenated. Petrified Forest National Park, Arizona. Given its desert aesthetic, Arizona might seem like an unusual locale for a national park. Not all parks flourish with green grass and skyrocketing trees, however. Petrified Forest National Park is among the most hauntingly beautiful locales in the American West. Engulfed in petrified wood, the park may seem bleak on the surface, but that's kind of part of its charm. The surrounding fossils and fallen trees give the area the sentiment of a land that time forgot, almost as if you're stepping into an ancient wilderness. There are glimpses of colour to be found in the Badlands, which supply the park with the surreal nature of a Salvador Dali painting. It's an ideal place to be alone with your thoughts, providing nearly 350 square miles to explore. You won't have to worry about urban noise either, as the nearest city, Holbrook, is over 25 miles away. Huacachina, Peru. We all associate Peru with landmarks like Machu Picchu, which might not seem very crowded based on the travel brochure. Upon arriving though, you'll find that a ton of tourists have the same idea you did. To beat the crowds, venture to one of Peru's best kept secrets, Huacachina. With only about 100 locals, the village's name has been linked to a couple of different meanings, such as conceal and guard. It's also believed to be a condensed translation of hidden lagoon. The terrain certainly reflects this, being a humble oasis veiled within the surrounding sand dunes. If you really want to get off the grid, you could go glamping in the neighbouring desert. For those who want to see the heart of the village though, the lake still offers a peaceful spot to unwind, whether you're on the coast or in a boat. Anguilla. Being such a hotspot for honeymoons, crowds can quickly turn your Caribbean getaway from a dream vacation into a lavish nightmare. For a remote Caribbean experience, we think you'll be more comfortable basking on the beaches of Anguilla rather than in Barbados or Aruba. In addition to hosting a fairly low population of just over 15,000, Anguilla is among the Caribbean's least visited islands. That doesn't mean Anguilla is inferior to the Caribbean's most iconic locales. On the contrary, Anguilla is rich with coral reefs, crystal clear waters, and tropical climate that we can connect to the Caribbean. It's just much easier to find an open space to lay down a blanket on the white sand beaches. If you're willing to go a step further, the main island is surrounded by minuscule cays that are essentially deserted. Rent a boat and seek out a private island. County Donegal, Ireland. Ireland boasts a boisterous sense of community, which can be found in any pub. Of course, this country also accommodates those looking for a quiet alternative. The northwestern County Donegal has been described as a forgotten land. That's not to say the county is desolate, as over 166,000 people live there. As far as tourism goes though, you won't be shoving through the crowds you'd encounter at the Cliffs of Moher. What the county lacks in iconic landmarks, it more than compensates for with other amenities that Ireland is famous for. Vast green landscapes to traverse through, historic castles to admire, and dramatic coastlines where one can contemplate what's on the horizon. To take a page from the Banshees of Inisherin, it's an idyllic place to work on your music alone. It even inspired an Irish folk rock song entitled Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Negril, Jamaica. Jamaica is another Caribbean destination where the crowds can sometimes take away from the natural splendour. While most honeymooners are attracted to Montego Bay and Ocho Rios, Negril is a far less populated and thus underrated beach resort. Comfortably nestled near the island country's west end, the town's population is roughly around 7,000. That's not to say other tourists won't be drawn to Negril's stunning sunsets and cliff diving opportunities. Thankfully, there's ample room to spread visitors out at the 7-mile beach. Technically, the beach is more like 4 miles long, with Bloody Bay making up the remaining 3 miles, but room is still hardly an issue. The waters supply even more room, with some of the island's most tranquil spots for snorkeling, boating and diving. Translating to Little Black One, Negril might seem small, but the Jamaican culture rushes over the town like a tidal wave. Guam. Guam is the largest of the more than 2,000 islands that make up the Micronesia subregion. So, there's plenty of space to go around as you trek across the exotic beaches, lush forests and ancient ruins. On one hand, it's surprising that a territory with such absorbing culture, history and backdrops isn't packed to the brim with tourists. Perhaps part of that can be attributed to its location. A dot in the middle of the Western Pacific Ocean, Guam is almost 2,500 kilometers away from the Philippines and more than 2,600 kilometers from Japan. Plus, even when you're the largest island in the area, it's easier to get lost in the shuffle with so many other options. This will ultimately work to your advantage though, as you partake in the open diving spots, golf courses, and shopping venues. Volcanoes National Park, Rwanda. Beyond its urban areas, Rwanda is saturated with green, misty mountains that'll call to your inner adventurer. While there are various mountains to conquer across the landlocked country, Volcanoes National Park stands out for a couple of reasons. Namely, it hosts the world's largest mountain gorilla population, as well as roughly 200 bird species and the elusive golden monkey. For those looking to avoid crowds on their trip, you'll be drawn to the park's exclusivity. Since the gorillas are endangered, they don't let anyone just wander into the park. In addition to requiring a permit, only 8 tourists are allowed to visit a gorilla family per day. Although the gorillas are the main attraction, the park's caves, waters and rainforest promise endless opportunities for exploration. As its name suggests, there are also 5 sizable volcanoes in the park. Yangmingshan National Park, Taiwan. Taiwan possesses 10 national parks, although Yangmingshan may be the most calming spot to get away from it all. 7 Star Mountain is the country's highest dormant volcano, attracting visitors like a green beacon. Going in for a closer look, you'll quickly find that Yangmingshan National Park has so much more to offer. The area is distinguished by its cheery blossoms, sprinkling the land with a relaxing sentiment. It makes you want to slip into a hot spring, which the park is thankfully abundant with. If you're looking for something more exciting, Yangmingshan delivers with its hiking trails. The journey to 7 Star Mountain summit provides the most rewarding experience with a view that cannot be topped. Voyaging lower to the northwest, you'll uncover another fascinating site in Shaoyukeng, a post-volcanic marvel. Koh Lipe, Thailand. With a dense population of nearly 70 million, Thailand might not strike you as a place to evade crowds. There is more to this Southeast Asia country than booming metropolises like Bangkok, however. Koh Lipe is a thin piece of paradise that many visitors sadly overlook. Maybe that's because it lives in the shadow of Koh Adang and Koh Raui, 2 large neighbouring islands. Others may flock to those titans, but their little sibling has just as much to offer. About 9 months out of the year, you can take a ferry down to this haven for hiking, snorkeling, and fun in the sun. During July, August, and September though, you'll have to take a boat from Pak Bara. Visiting during this lower season has its advantages, allowing you to pick out the most pristine spots at sunset, sunrise, and Pattaya Beach.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Mojo Travels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.